Okay.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Sean Gong. That's not my real name. It's okay. I go by Sean. I work as China Program Specialist at College of Business, supporting all the Chinese students in this college. Because the number of Chinese students, there are a few issues here and there. But the majority of my regular time, I closely associated with the Chinese EMBA program. That's 1 year intensive training program. 11 courses within 12 months. You probably don't want to do it because it's so tough. But I have to work with them to help them overcome some barriers they don't necessarily need to deal with. For example, beginning part, upon their arrival, I work to help them to do the airport pickup and then to do the new student settling. The other goal is to help them merge into the community, get used of the environment, so prepared for the new semester to start very quick. And that is because they are coming over here facing a new language, new country, more importantly, new culture and new social setting. Lots of things in China quite different from here in the US. If you travel to China, you'll find that out very quickly. So help them overcome those barriers. We set up a team. I'm the team manager to manage that, help the new student, in order to help the new student to transform from a new student to a prepared student at the beginning of the semester. There are several key issues. The first one is safety is always at the core. That include the new student safety and also student worker safety. And also based on our working process, constant dynamic regrouping is required either for the new students or for the student workers. So it's a very dynamic, flexible system that we're currently working with. Basically, we got 4 steps, really. First step will be information collection. That is way before a student actually arrived. That is after they got their visa, after they commit to come, they book their ticket to fly to Springfield. We need their information such as their name, their gender, date of birth, M number, email. They need to confirm with us if they do want our free airport pickup service. Do they have a temporary housing already, or they want to book one of our recommended hotels, so on and so forth. At that night, we will have people lining up at the airport with either a school van or rental bus, based on the number of new students arriving that night. Because those international travelers right now either got 1 check-in luggage or 2 check-in luggage. When you multiply the number of students arriving that night, the space required to haul everything is phenomenal. For example, based on our past experience, we can get 1 12-passenger van haul up to 5 students if they got only 1 check-in luggage. If they got 2 check-in luggages, probably 3, maximum 4. That will be 4 very skinny students squeezed together with all the luggage on the back of the van. And then also for each pickup, we'll have at least 2 student workers from MSU to go there. It's for safety issue, it's for check and balance, it's for liability issue as well. That night, upon receiving of the student, we'll confirm all the information. If they do have their luggages, well, that's good, we'll haul them back. If they don't have luggage readily there, we'll need to work with the counter person over airport to check where the luggage and so forth, to make the luggage claim, help them. And then depending on the time, if they arrive, their flight arriving 2 o'clock and earlier that day, we'll be able to help them with next step, which I'm going to detail next few minutes. If they arrive later than 2 o'clock, we will just help them to get a dinner, do very brief shopping, that's optional, and then help them to do the hotel check-in, sleep good that night. Okay, then the next step, what we call will be the on-campus activities. On-campus activities include, the first one will be the Bear Pass. This one have to come first because there's so many things needing that card. And then next one will be banking services. We'll help them set up a temporary bank account with Commerce Bank within PSU. And then computer account setup, followed by email account setup, and also the I-94 printout. I-94 is the immigration documentation log everybody's entering, existing a country borderline. They need that for immigration purposes. Then, after they get everything done with that, we'll also throw in a complimentary campus tour, introduce some key buildings, main features of those buildings, especially get a very detailed tour of Glass Hall so that they know our location, they know the functions of this building, different classrooms, and possible ways to get through this building easily after semester starts. After on campus is what we call the next step will be off campus. Off campus, the first one, number one, has to deal with is the housing. Housing have to come first because there are so many services they will need to set up later on based on that piece of information. The way we'll do that will be group them together based on their interests. For example, some people may want some more privacy, either based on their personality or they will have families come over later on. So they need a one-bedroom unit or they will need a studio unit, whatever they ask for. Some people already know each other, or overnight at a hotel they start to know each other. They want to live together, so we got two people, two-bedroom units requirement. We got 3 people, 3-bedroom requirement. And then we also got 4 people want to live together as a request. So we'll need to group them together, let them go, check the conditions first. The reason we don't want them to do the online shopping that much is because, like I said, different country, different settings. When they do online too much, they ignore some details and that will turn around, bite them, and bite me by the end. I don't want to do that. They have to go there, check the condition, look around, and talk to the landlord specifically for the things they want before they can sign the contract. The constraint will be for 1 or 2 student workers from MSU, we will assign only 5 up to 10 students per group. So there will be 2 limitations. One, people want to live together or they want to have similar conditions will group together, but the total number will not exceed 10 in one group. The reason is that what we call the 12-passenger van, actually we need up to 2 student workers sitting in that van, leave only 10 spots for the students. 10 spots for students. And then after housing, we'll have student workers stay with them, help them liaison for the housing contract. That is another cultural difference because housing contract or lease agreement in China is basically invitation. It's not enforced as in this country. In the past, we've got so many cases that Chinese students assume leasing agreement just a temporary agreement or basically a business invitation to allow them to come into a certain unit. They turn to break the lease 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or 8 months, 10 months down the road. Again, that's huge cost and liability, either financially or legally. We don't want them to face that. So we have our student workers stay with them, go through contracts or lease agreements with the student. Another example will be they have to pay detailed attention to the contract because it's legally enforceable. Recently, we got several units of international students being evicted by their landlord because of the sanitation issues. They thought it's acceptable. Their landlord think it's not safe for people to live in. They got into these conditions and they didn't realize there's a clause in the terms that if it's not sanitation, meet the sanitation requirement is no longer inhabitable, people will be evicted and they are financially liable for the rest of the term rent. That will be around, let me think, that will be around $2,000 combined together for the financial liability. So our student worker will help them go through this phase, encourage them to pay more detailed attention, and help them understand what does it mean, specific terms and clause in the contract. After that, we need a cell phone service set up, either temporarily or for the whole year. We'll have our transportation from campus to a vendor or some other vendors if they formally request that. But this cell phone is at least provide a emergency contact for the first week or so. After the cell phone, things start to get more loose and flexible. After that, they need to deal with the shopping. Typically, we have two stops shopping. First one will be Asian grocery stores. Asian grocery store shopping. Believe it or not, Asian cooking is not a Chinese dish, so they need much more than just from Walmart. They will need ingredients, seasonings, and some other things that you may not realize. Even the cooking oil in China is a little bit different from the US, so they need those from Asian grocery stores. Rice, Walmart rice is to us. We need good rice, good quality rice. Only Asian stores stock them up. But after Asian store, we do let them shop in Walmart. And that is the biggest chunk of shopping time we throw with them. That will be typically anywhere from 2.5 hours to all the way to 5 hours, depending on how much things they want to buy. The biggest bill we've seen is about $2,300 first time shopping from Walmart. That's phenomenal. They love us to death. And they also create some pressures to the stock manager or Walmart because every room will buy one rice cooker. 5 years ago, I remember for the South Campbell Walmart, the rice cooker has been backed up about 2 months because once they show on shelf is grabbed away, for 2 months there's no thing on there. So after Walmart shopping, we got 2 more optional stops. First one will be furniture shopping. Because right now around campus there are basically 2 types of apartment buildings. One type is the all-inclusive deal. All-inclusive deal that is getting the furniture, getting the appliance, utilities bills all paid, TV, internet, all there. Even some apartments provide TV on the wall already. So they just need to bring in their luggage and personal items, cooking materials, and they start living. That's one type. Another one is